Hey there everybody, this is George Zekin. With me here is Playoff Beard and Ready Player One. And today we have some, I don't know, maybe some exciting news for you?
I don't know, we were thinking about maybe showing a little bit of Vox stuff, but people didn't seem so into it, so maybe we'll just do Ringo Gold Rush mode and see who can have the best time.
I will say I've got really good at Ringo Gold Rush modes over the past week, so I'll take you on this.
No? People want to see, but all right, then we'll do, maybe we'll reveal the next hero in the game then.
Maybe a little bit. All right, so as usual, we will be giving out 1,000 dice after every, or 3,000 dice after every single game, 1,000 to 3 lucky people. And let's have Evan take it away with the news.
Okay, so news, we are going to start off with Android. So we are making awesome strides in terms of the Android beta, and Ready Player One has been all over that. Tell us about it.
Cool, so we actually opened up the Android beta within the past couple of weeks. You guys may have noticed the news both on our Twitter, our Facebook, on our forums, basically everywhere. So if you haven't heard about it, what's been going on? Where you been? So we have quite the comprehensive list of devices that we're currently supporting on Android. I'm hearing a lot of folks asking for very specific devices. All we ask is that you bear with us and wait with us while we kind of sort through things, figure out which devices, one, is the best, two, how do we get the game to work on all of the devices? Because as you know, there's so many devices on Android and at so many different ends of the spectrum when it comes to hardware, and Vainglory is such a resource-intensive game. But so far, if you're in the Android beta and having a ton of fun, one, let us know. Hit us up on the Google Plus communities. Let us know what your experience is. If you are encountering issues, also tell us, because that really helps us tweak the game for other players when we do launch. And I'm noticing that a lot of guys who've been playing on the iOS, have been playing on their iPads and iPhones, have been on Android as well. So we want to hear what that difference in experience is for you so that we can tweak that for everybody.
Okay, awesome. So a lot more Android devices have been added, more getting added all the time. Some of the devices now you can just kind of knock and we'll let you in. You don't have to go through the full application process. I put in the chat the link to the blog thing, and I'll slow it down a little bit so people can actually see that. I know you all love the slow mode. So that is the latest on Android.
Yeah.
Let's talk really quickly about Japan. What's happening with Japan? I think we have both Taka, Kind Coffee, and we have Evilfin here, slightly off camera. Come on, come join us. Come talk about Japan.
Hey! Can you kick it off? Hi, well, I will kick it off and then I will let Taka here continue. We are coming to Tokyo very soon on April 8th, and we're going to be doing a small event there. Well, we're super excited about it, and we're mostly excited to meet with Japanese players. And we have 15 spots available for players to apply, and Taka here can talk about the details.
Yeah, we're going to be taking applications up to April 6th?
April 3rd, and we will post a link on our company blog later today, so you can apply over there.
Cool.
Is there anything you want to say to the players in their native language?
And I'll be kicking it off with some Japanese right now, so bear with me. Konnichiwa, 日本の皆さん、タカコーヒーです。今日のアナウンスメントは4月20日じゃない、8日にあるイベント、渋谷東京にあるイベントがあるんで、今日はそれのアナウンスメントをしています。ウェブサイトのベングローリーゲームの方でサインアップシートがあるので、そこでお願いします。ツイッターでもアナウンスしてるので、そのリンクをクリックしてください。また1時間後にまた自分戻ってくるので、その時もまたディテールをもうちょっと話します。
People in the chat are saying buff Taka. Do you need a buff?
Taka's pretty buff.
Do you need a buff?
So buff. I'm buff though.
All right.
And a couple more details. So we will be running a couple matches at the event, and you can come hang out with us developers. Bo will be there, Christian will be there, I'll be there, Taka will be there. So please apply, come hang out with us, meet us, play some games.
So cool, we'll do some matches kind of like we did at PAX, but we know everyone wants to hear about Vox, so we won't keep you waiting any longer. We'll have a lot more about those events. We'll have it on the Super Evil blog and be easy to find in the forums, more information about the Japan event. Without further ado, though.
This is Vox. Oh, he didn't show up. This is Vox.
Boom. There he is.
There we go. So he's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
He has like these headphones on, his hands like doing this thing, and
let me ask you the first question. So we've been doing this guessing game in the forums and on Twitter and on the Vainglory Games subreddit to guess Vox's role, guess Vox's abilities, and I'm going to have the community help me figure out who did the best, who got the closest to getting it right, and that person's going to get ice. So first up, most important question to start with, what is Vox's role?
Vox is a sniper.
Vox is a sniper, so we got Arden the Protector, Celeste the Mage, and Vox is a sniper. It was fun watching like streams this morning. Like Skipper was on speculating. He seemed to be pretty convinced that Vox was going to be a warrior. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Skipper, but Vox is a sniper. But what would you say about that? It's not the kind of the typical sniper we've seen like Ringo.
1 second, I'm having stream technical difficulties.
All right, while he's doing that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. So Vox may be a sniper, but he can be built weapon for single target damage, but he can also be built very mage-like, very crystal for multi-target damage. And as we get into showing off Vox, we will be able to show you what that looks like.
We're having stream technical difficulties. We might have to restart this.
Start the whole shebang?
Nah, just gotta restart the stream real quick. What's going on? Oh, maybe not. No, we're good. All is well.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him. We're very, very good at breaking the stream, aren't we, Evil Finn?
Oh, totally.
Right.
We've been
Things
there,
are working.
done that.
Oh, they're working. Okay.
Well.
Okay, fantastic. Evil Finn, she's going to tell us what you guys are asking out of chat and then also just be generally awesome like you know she always is.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you.
I'm going to hit play and people are going to see his abilities. All right. Is it time?
All right.
Let's check it
Let's
out.
do it.
This is Vox. And you might see there's a pot of
Oh, there's a couple things. So you're already seeing reveals for things that are in the next update. What are they seeing with those two items?
So right there you see a pot of gold and level juice. Those are basically items that you can use in practice mode, which will basically let you get free levels, get free golds, and that way you don't have to worry about, playing through an entire game just to test out something.
So a very highly requested feature from the community. You can explore item builds, you can explore abilities much more easily now with the pot of gold and the level juice. So that's good. Tell us what he's doing.
So right now he's walking around, not really doing much. However, so we do call Vox a sniper. However, he's fairly short range, and he's actually very crystal heavy. Like you can choose to go either weapon or crystal on Vox, and they'll be able to be extremely effective, and they'll have fairly different play styles. So if you go weapon, you're a fairly mobile carry. You do have a short range dash which fires off 2 attacks. But if you go crystal, you have some nice AoE damage going for you.
All right, so let's break it down. So Vox's heroic perk is Julia's Song. A lot of people kind of got pretty close on the parallelism there with the other members of the family. So Vox's basic attacks also deal crystal power as bonus damage, a little bit like Celeste, and grant Vox an HP barrier up to a max.
Yep.
So that's the first part. So he's going to be slinging those basic attacks, giving himself a little bit of protective barrier. When attacking enemies with resonance, which we'll talk about, it will cause the damage to bounce between enemies. So you're going to see this resonance effect in a minute, and he can fire attacks and they're going to bounce in between enemies back and forth. So this is where it gets really interesting with kind of sniper Vox versus more mage-like Vox, because if you stay clumped together, you're going to get slammed with all of this bouncing resonance damage.
Let's start this over.
Yeah.
Watch from the beginning again.
Yeah, and if you're caught alone and he's building weapon, you're going to be in a bad way. So, first ability,
Sonic Zoom.
Sonic Zoom. So, Vox dashes in a targeted direction, and he throws 2 attacks to the nearest enemy. He'll prioritize heroes. He will not aggro Kraken, so you do not have to worry about that. In early playtest, that happened, and it was horrifying.
It was hilarious.
So Vox, he kind of zooms to a location, and he throws out 2 attacks. And the first attack, so if you overdrive this ability, which is max out the ability in levels, the first attack will also apply resonance. So resonance, again, you'll see this effect over people's heads, and then that's what will cause attacks to bounce around.
Yep.
Second ability.
Pulse.
Pulse. So Vox emits a sonic pulse that echoes off nearby enemies and applies resonance. the pulse applies a slow that is significantly stronger near the center of the pulse. So the kind of the farther away. So there's the pulse right there. The farther away from the pulse, the lesser the slow. And each upgrade to pulse increases the damage of Vox's basic and bouncing attacks. So that is pulse.
Yep. So pulse is really good if you're going for a more crystal heavy build, because that way you're going to be able to get more of that AoE damage going out. However, if you're going weapon, I think Sonic Zoom is just the way to go for it.
All right. The ultimate.
Wait for it.
That's actually the name.
Yeah, that's actually the name.
That's actually the name. Wait for it is the name of the ult. It has 2 components. You just saw it there on the screen. So it has 2 components to it. That's how that name kind of came to be here in the lair. So Vox first T-Fi, and a lot of people read into the Sugar Venom lore, which is awesome, picked up little tidbits here and there. So Vox fires an ultrasonic wave that applies resonance to enemies in its path. So that first wave goes through, it puts all those bubbles on people, which makes them vulnerable to the bouncing attacks. And shortly after, a wide shockwave explodes along the same path, dealing crystal damage, and this is for you, Skipper, silencing enemies.
Just a very short silence.
So there is a silence. So first, the resonance, everyone gets hit with the resonance. Then everyone gets hit with this massive crystal-powered shockwave. It silences enemies. It makes all that crazy stuff bounce around. So if you have a whole team of enemies that's packed together, it's going to be super, super nasty.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if you can get 2 or 3 enemy heroes stacked on top of each other, you can basically like drop them all at half or even 4 if you have a lot of crystal built up.
All right, so quick recap. Julia's Song is the perk. Basic attacks give him this barrier thing, and he's got this resonance stuff going on. First ability, Sonic Zoom. It's a dash, and he slings 2 basic attacks out. Second is Pulse. You see that thing? It's like this,
It's like a radar.
It's like a sonar. It's like a sonar ping that goes out, and it will ping on enemies that are within range of it.
It will also, as you see here, it marks things that you don't even see.
Yeah, it marks things you don't see. It reveals them to you. You don't know if they're jungle monsters or if they're enemies or what until you go get normal vision. It doesn't reveal them to your allies, but so it will mark them with that sonic pulse, and then the ultimate. Wait for it. First shot goes out, puts resonance on everyone. It refreshes resonance as well. And then the second one, wide shockwave, slams through. Lots of crystal damage. Here it comes. Boom. Second one, boom. Lots of crystal damage and causes resonance.
Yep, that's Vox for you.
I have a few questions for you.
You have questions already?
Them down. Oh, totally.
There
All right.
So, Don John
go ahead and get a
Live.
match going.
Can you hear me, guys?
Don John, that guy?
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Hey.
We love you, Don John.
He's asking if we can wall jump with the jump.
Oh, yes. Very few walls. It's a very short jump. Like the distance is, I'd like to say, shorter than Kroll's dash.
Yeah, so think about it like this, Glaive, you kind of dash through all these walls. It's super hard to do with Vox because the dash is so short, but it can be done. So you're just gonna have to play around, go into practice mode, grab some level juice, and mess around, and I'm sure someone will make a Vainglorifier guide figuring out what walls you can go through or what angles you can go through and all of that. I see Miss Vixen is in the chat. Hi, Miss Vixen. Hey, I wanna call her out because after our stream is over, we're gonna host Miss Vixen. If you haven't checked out her stream, I honestly don't care if she's broadcasting Vainglory or Mario Kart or whatever she's doing. Like, it's just incredibly entertaining. It's just a super fun community to hang out with, and she's gonna have a ton of ice to give away. I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna hang out with her and play some games, and I'm gonna put a little extra on the line. The first player or team to defeat me on Miss Vixen's stream, I'm also gonna give an extra 200 ice to. Ooh. So after we wrap up our stream, we're going to host Miss Vixen, hang out with her, win some more ice, see what she's got going on. It's going to be a really fun time, and we're going to play some viewer games and do some fun stuff.
I accidentally didn't put this game into the stream, so give me 1 second to actually load that up.
Guys, one more question while you're loading. Joshua the Oreo is asking if Vox is lane or jungle.
Oh,
what do you recommend?
So Vox is actually really effective in both lane and jungle. He's primarily a jungler just because Celeste, if you want to go with the family synergy, Celeste is a fantastic laner, but Vox makes a fantastic jungler and a fantastic laner. However, he does have his very tough matchups.
Yeah, so you're going to primarily see Vox in jungle. You're going to see the recommendation is for jungle, but we actually today, we're going to show you some Vox in lane. And the reason I want to do that is because we have, you know, George here, we have the former Team Curse MOBA Pro, and I want to have him talk you through the lane matchups, because I think the jungle side is going to be a little bit more obvious. It's going to be a lot of like, you know, you want to do the Sonic Pulse and you know how you're going to farm and you want to catch people together, but how you lane Vox and the lane matchups are really kind of interesting. So we're gonna actually show you some matches in lane.
I'm actually gonna do a little bit of something because I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. So I'm gonna actually just load this up as a video and just show you guys the screen. So give me one moment to get that set up. You can chat about something for a bit.
Okay, I have no idea what's going on, but we're excellent at breaking the
another
screen.
question.
Yes,
because
please do.
This is what people are, of course, asking. So when will Vox be in the game?
Vox will be in the game. So Vox is locked down. That is the good news. That means that we are getting close to being in a position where the update could come out, except that we don't have control over that end to end. A lot of people know Apple has been really awesome, you know, with their turnaround times for us, but they have thousands and thousands of submissions. So it's just, we can't say for sure. So, you know, you can kind of see the rhythms from the past. You know, when we get to this moment, we're pretty darn close. But it's, you know, we can't say exactly.
Yeah. Then another question. Scary Guns is asking for his range.
Oh, for Vox's range.
Yeah,
So Vox is actually fairly short range relative to everything else. I think he's the shortest ranged character in the game.
You're talking about for basic attacks.
For basic attacks, yes.
Yeah. So those basic attacks are super, super nasty. Obviously, it's going to make all of those, you know, resonant stuff bounce. So it's going to be on the shorter end, for sure.
Yep.
Anything else? Any questions for Evil Finn?
Well, Lol Gibbs
Let's put her on the spot while we can.
Lol Gibbs is asking for a Finnish saying, and I'm trying to think of one, but I can't think of anything regarding range.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
No, don't worry about the range thing. Just like drop some Finnish knowledge on us. I don't care what saying it is.
Well, there's this saying that doesn't really make sense, but I think it's funny. You know how in the States you say there's a segue to something?
Yes.
In Finnish, we don't say a segue. We actually say aasinsilta, which means donkey bridge.
Donkey bridge.
We make donkey bridges when we change between
I think that's what we're doing, trying to get this Vox gameplay
totally.
going.
So this
we're making a donkey bridge to the Vox play.
So there you go.
Alright, I think I got things working. Give me 1 second, and you guys.
He's in there with
I'm
a
doing
wrench.
Like super ghetto version, but here we go. This is Vox.
This is freaking me out.
I'm gonna do some rewinding here.
All
We're
right.
gonna have some Windows Media Player overlays on, but it's okay.
Why does this always work when?
It always works when we're testing.
All right.
So here we go.
So we have Vox in Spectator.
And as you can see, this is Spectator mode.
What does that mean? What does that mean, George?
I wonder. Does this mean Spectator mode's coming?
I don't know. Does it? What do you think?
Nah.
Maybe we'll talk about it after the match.
Not happening.
All right, we'll talk about it after the match. So here we go. I want you to tell me. So first up, this goes with the question we were seeing. Vox, tell me about the lane matchups. We're going to do a lane match here.
So right now it's Vox. I'm playing Vox versus. It does look like it's going to be Scarf in lane, and Vox is actually pretty against Scarf just because he does have the Sonic Zoom, which lets him dash around Scarf's Spitfires. So it's actually very easy to dodge Scarf's attacks. However, Scarf does have a little bit longer range than Vox, so he could technically harass me pretty well. However, you know, I'll make it. My goal is to just push Scarf into his tower so like he's unable to harass me.
Okay, so you saw right there, you saw the pulse go out, and those basic attacks bounce around the minions, so some really devastating wave clear potentially.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, but he's definitely got some more challenging matchups, I would say. Like talk a little bit about Petal or Saw or some of these other people who could give him trouble if you try to lane with him.
Yeah, so because Vox's range is so short, Ringo, Petal, and Saw, who just completely outrange him and can just constantly unload auto attacks onto him or basic attacks onto him, give him a really, really tough time in lane. So because Scarf not so good at, you know, doing some heavy harass unless he lands a Spitfire, and against Vox it's just unlikely to happen, it's hard for Scarf. However, if Ringo just uses his Twirling Silver, like throws an basic attack out, Twirling Silver to get the reset, and uses his I forgot what his name is. Achilles shot.
Yeah.
And he uses Achilles shot, he can completely out-trade Vox and just push him out of lane.
Okay, so 5 Guns says buff Curl and add zombie goat skin. So you know what? We are going to talk a little bit about, or we're going to talk a lot about other stuff in this update beyond Vox, and you might get a little bit of information on some of the heroes who have balance changes. So stay tuned for that.
Maybe just a little bit of something.
And is this, tell me, so this game that we're watching now, is this still OP Vox?
No, this is
you think it's
pretty
okay?
Balanced Vox. So there were a couple games when we were playtesting where Vox was just, he dominated pretty much no matter who was playing. It was just like, he walked into the game just like, everyone's dead.
Well, that early footage, he was like turret diving and doing all this crazy.
I think some of that happens this game too, but it takes much more effort to do it.
All right.
However, there was this one pretty funny bug with his ultimate silence. Wait for it. So what happened would be, when he used his ultimate does the silence, however, instead of just silencing, it just drained all your energy. So it's like, now you're permanently silenced, deal with it.
That is a very effective silence, I must say.
That is ultimate level ults right there. So right here, you might see, this is team comp. We got Celeste.
Oh, there it is, the whole family.
The whole family is there. And they actually play pretty well together.
Tell me about it. Tell me about how you feel they play together.
So I personally really like the playstyle because you have Celeste and Voxu. If you go crystal heavy on them, you have some pretty long range, so you can poke your opponents from decent range. And if they try engaging on you, Artie can drop his gauntlet between his children and the enemy team, and just be like, you guys are safe. Just fire away while I'm soaking up the damage. However, against this team, we're up against a Cruel, a Jewel, and a Scarf. I think Scarf actually hits really, really hard. Like, if he can get his Dragon's Breath going, he can melt our team super fast.
Okay. Fame Glory, the cool third-party app, they want us to confirm the name of Vox Ultimate, please.
Wait for it. Wait. No, it's wait for it.
It's wait for it. That's the name of the Ultimate. Wait for it.
So right here, you see Vox doing some star stepping in there to get the kill onto the Jewel. Pretty effective.
George, can you explain one more time his basic attacks? Cobble Guy on Twitch is asking.
So Vox's basic attacks, they're pretty short range. However, if you use your first ability when it's overdrive, you will proc resonance onto whatever you hit. And your what's the sonar called?
Pulse?
Pulse.
Sonic Pulse.
Yeah, when you use Pulse, it'll also mark everything with resonance. So when you basic attack something that has a resonance mark on it, it will basically splash attacks based on your crystal power to nearby enemies.
So it's got a crystal power, like a spell component to the basic attacks. And the key, the thing that you really just worry about is like, can you get your second ability on people? Mm-hmm. Can you get the resonance on them, or by overdriving your A, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, if you can get that effect, so there you see the effect, if you can get that effect on people, then you basic attack them, and that kind of bolt that comes out as his basic attack will just bounce around everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I will say one thing to worry about when you're last hitting with Vox is that if you have things resonance, it might mess up your last hitting because it's like, oh, I wasn't intending on spraying that minion, and now it's just dead because, whoops, my bad.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. And when you jungle Vox, is there anything you think people should keep in mind when you're jungling Vox?
So one thing about jungling Vox, his pulse is actually very useful for checking bushes because it does show like a little ping under someone who gets hit by it, even if they aren't in vision. So right here, I'm shopping, obviously. I'm full dirt mode. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry, my team's got my back.
So will the pulse reveal like Taka if he's in a box?
And mines, actually, as well.
I don't think it reveals mine. It does not reveal mine. It might actually reveal Taka when he's stealth.
I would think it would, but
I think it does.
I don't know if I've actually seen it. I don't think I've been in a match myself that has had a Taka in it.
Yeah,
so
I'm actually not 100% sure on that one.
We'll check.
I'm assuming it does.
I'm sure someone is watching and from the team and will come and run in and tell us the answer to that question.
Definitely. So one more thing about jungling as Vox, one thing you really want to do is when you're doing the camps closest to your base, you can actually kind of clump all three of the minions together and just have the resonance bounce off all of them.
Yep.
So a pretty effective way to clear the jungle.
So for the person asking about the pulse overdrive, it's just think of it like each upgrade to the pulse increases the damage of Vox's basic and bouncing attacks that they deal to a target that has resonance on it.
Yeah.
So it's like the more points you put in that second ability, the nastier the basic attack bouncing damage is going to be.
Yeah, definitely. And Vox's one thing about Vox's basic attack, because it's so short, you have to make sure that when you do use your sonic zoom, it's in a pretty good position because you don't want to zoom away from your opponents and be like, now they're outranging me and I just can't hit them, and that's just a really sad time.
So I see Z-Man Carl, or is it, no, Bacon Blitz is asking about like, how is his amount of health comparatively, like his base health, his energy, how squishy is he, those kinds of questions. What do you think?
So he's, compared to most other snipers, I think he's a little bit tankier, but not by much. Like, if you get hit by a Catherine stun and anyone's even remotely close to follow her up, you're going to die. Like, he's really reliant on his mobility to stay alive, and if you're not really taking advantage of that and dodging around stuns and slows, you're pretty squishy.
So highly mobile. A lot of the time he's staying at the perimeter, you know, trying to put those basic attacks on people. Talk a little bit about weapon builds you like, crystal builds you like, and kind of how it changes the playstyle.
So weapon builds, I personally like rushing like a couple Sorrow Blades. Like honestly, you go to like well, I go one Sorrow Blade first, and I try going for more crit and then another Sorrow Blade, because you can really take advantage of your Sonic Zoom, get the double attack, and what actually happens is you can throw a basic attack, and then you Sonic Zoom to get 2 more, and then you, because Sonic Zoom is a basic attack reset, you get another one immediately. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 really fast shots, can do a lot of damage.
There's one good question from A Blue Trident. Does Vox's basic attack follow targets like Celeste's?
I think all basic attacks follow targets. There's every single basic attack that has a travel time will follow a target no matter how far they go. Yeah,
do you want to talk a little bit about those? Maybe that part of that question might be the 2 attacks that come out from the Sonic Zoom.
Okay, so what happens when you use Sonic Zoom is you'll dash toward away from a target, but if you're within range to attack something, you'll throw 2 basic attacks out at them, which yeah, it's actually weapon scaling, so a lower level Sonic Zoom will do less of your basic attack and so on. However, because it prioritizes heroes, if you dash like towards a minion line and there's a hero near it, it will still hit the hero.
Yeah.
But if if it's just minions, it'll just hit whoever's closest.
All right, cool. So we could call a little bit of the match, maybe.
Sure thing. So right here, you do see Scarf is going back. I do see him, however, I throw out my wait for it a little bit too late.
So it does come in those.
I wait a little bit too long for it.
And I'm glad we got that there, because there are those 2 parts to it, right? And the first one is just applying the resonance that kind of combos with everything else.
Right.
So there is a situation like that where you kind of get the first one out and you don't get the second one off. So it is a kind of interesting thought process there.
Yep. So here goes Cruel. He's going in. However, with the nice stun from Celeste, a really good core collapse, I think we just turn around and kill him. And there is Jewel. I think he's pretty safe. And Scar comes in with the Dragon's Breath, chases everyone away. Not really someone you want to fight when he's breathing fire at you.
Okay, so how did you approach playing Vox in this team fight?
Okay, so in this team fight, my goal was really to stay at the edge of the fight and throw out as much damage as possible, because even with my short range, as long as I feel like I'm fairly safe, I'll go for those auto attacks. And as soon as Cruel was down, because Cruel's weakness reduces your auto attack speed and everything, you really want to make sure he doesn't stick to you. And once he was down, I was like, okay, I can go in, I can try doing as much damage as I can, and as long as I don't eat too much of Scarf's Dragon Breath, I'll be completely fine.
Okay. Is he targetable when he's doing his Sonic Zoom?
Yeah, he should be.
Okay.
You can definitely hit him, but he's pretty fast. So if you manage to catch him like in the middle of it, props to you.
Mike Jones says Jewel and Krull OP. I don't think he means it.
I will say, for the past few days, Cruel has been pretty good in the lair. He has been seriously kicking everyone's butt.
Yeah, so I guess here's our first reveal of just kind of some of the balance going on. We have been spending a significant amount of time on Krull, and in some of the playtests that have gone on, he has been so frightening. Like 1v3ing entire teams. We will make sure that's balanced, but Krull getting some love in this update, that we can confirm. So there you see Vox. Yeah, you see it come in. The second shockwave hitting the team, and we won that fight pretty handily.
So that has a little bit of an iffy decision on the opposing team. They actually went in to fight us 2v3, and they knew that their Scarf wasn't ready to collapse on us. So here goes.
Here comes the Dragon Breath, but you go straight in.
Yep.
Start just putting those basic attacks on. Pasta Dog? Is that the name? Pesto Dog. Pesto Dog. Who was Pesto Dog? Do you remember?
I think that was Taka. So one thing about Vox, like if you're against something that does have the skill shot, and you can split someone's focus up like that, like I just dashed behind Scarf. He was like, okay, do I Dragon Breath the people in front of me, or do I go for this Vox behind me? And this makes it a really hard decision for them.
All right.
There's been quite a few questions about Vox's speed. Is he faster than the other heroes, or?
I think Vox's speed, his base movement speed is actually the same as whoever else is the highest in the game. So same as Scarf, same as who else is really fast. But no, his base movement speed is pretty high.
Yeah, and then but it's obviously the sonic zoom that you feel that makes you super mobile. The cooldown is pretty low on that, so you can get around team fights. You can get around the map. Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing. Oh, here goes Kroll. Those weakness stats.
Kroll going in. There's a dead man's rush, but he gets the worst of it.
Kroll. Right when he was about to smite me. Right. So just throw science out, no problem, no big deal, and just kill them.
So he has possibly enough time to react because it's that second shot.
Right.
But didn't there, and then couldn't drop the hammer with the Spectral Smite.
Right.
So that's a cool example right there. So you see Cake landing a core collapse. All right, so I can't decide. Like, am I going to really shoutcast this or just talk about Vox? Everyone just wants to know about Vox.
Let's talk about Vox.
Yeah, so let's talk about the heroic perk a little more because I'm seeing a lot of questions in chat about the heroic perk. So I'm just going to read it for everyone, and then we're going to let Zkent break it down kind of piece by piece. So the first part of Julia's song are the basic attacks have a crystal power component, kind of like Celeste, all right? It's bonus damage on top of the weapon scaling on the basic attack. And those basic attacks will grant Vox an HP barrier up to a max. So it starts out 7 to 20 HP barrier up to a max of 21 to 60. So when he's attacking enemy, so he basic attacks and it builds up a barrier that helps protect them.
This is an epic moment. We're in between
the
towers.
Oh my goodness! This is where I'm seeing like he's been a little OP in the playtest. But we got it right for release. Yeah, showing no fear there. That was a little
That's
crazy.
What happens when the carry goes 9-0-3.
Yeah, that was a little crazy. But so that's the first piece is, so kind of the first part, crystal power component to the basic attacks. The most important part, the part you really feel playing Vox, is those basic attacks will build up a little bit of a barrier that will help protect him when he's really in the fray. And then the third part is when he's attacking people who already have that pulse effect, the resonance that you saw just there, then it makes the damage bounce around.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing about the resonance marks is that it really only does a lot of damage to people who are around your main target. So it's really good for when you're, 1 second, exciting things are happening, and no, I'm just dead. Never mind. Not exciting, don't watch that, it's all good. But if you're building a lot of crystal on Vox, he's actually very good at killing things that aren't his primary target. So yeah, it makes it so you can hit the tank and kill their carries, which is actually kind of interesting because their carries are hiding behind their tank. However, you're just bouncing damage off of their tank to their carries. However, if you're going weapon Vox, your single target damage can be incredible.
Watching Celeste try to kite the Krull, Arden comes in like a good father would, and there's the gauntlet to keep Krull from being able to pursue Celeste. So very much on character, very much on point there from Rasta Pasta. I'm proud of him.
Hey, our friend Shinkagan has a question.
Oh God, I'm not doing any more push-ups, dude. I'm just telling you that right now.
No,
I don't care what you have going on.
This is strictly about Vox. No push-ups needed. I can do some burpees if you want. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. Does the A skill apply to critical strike or hit effects like tension bow and aftershock?
Yes, they are basic attacks.
Pretty scary.
They're coded as
so sonic zoom and proc your tension bow, proc your aftershock.
Which is why I would recommend, like, you'll see one of the, I think, Surprise Birthday, one of his favorite builds is double Startle Blade, double Sirens Monocle, and he just dashes at you and you take a huge amount of damage if you don't have armor.
Wow.
It's actually quite terrifying.
We're going to talk about that before. Tell me, so you were saying you talked a little bit about the weapon build you like. What's the crystal build you like?
Crystal build I write, is I rush Shadow Glash because you really want the burst damage coming out of him. And then you have the Shadow Glash, you get Eve of Harvest next, and then it's really up to you what you want to do. Like maybe a little bit more Clone Acceleration with Clockwork, maybe another Shadow Glass. Like you just want a ton of damage on him because if you can land a good resonance off of your pulse and then you use your wait for it, you can completely decimate an enemy team.
Very cool. Evil Finn, have you got to play him at all?
I've tried him like once or twice, I think.
What were your initial impressions? Like coming in and playing him, what did that feel like to you?
I was a little bit all over the place, to be honest. I usually play Petal or Catherine, so I felt...
But that's good. That's a good comparison. So for the kind of Catherine Petal players out there.
I felt like if I was playing against Vox, I was sucking, but if I was playing with him, I actually liked it quite a bit. I usually like to lane more than jungle, so I was using him in the lane. I actually really enjoyed it.
What did it feel like to you, like compared to a petal?
Well, it felt like what I really liked. I could be quite low health and then dash my escape. So I felt like I could do a little bit more of last hitting and annoying of the enemy on the lane with me. So I felt like the backdoor escape that I have with his A, I really like that.
That's a great point, actually. We've talked a lot about Sonic Zoom for getting you within range to use those basic attacks, but Evilfin makes an excellent point. We haven't talked a lot about using it for escapability.
So one thing about Sonic Zoom is when you're using it to escape, you don't get the free attack. You don't get the 2 attacks off. So if you're trying to do damage, not so good. However, if you're kiting someone, it might sometimes be worth it. 1 second to swap back to big cam. You guys get to see like super.
That was insane.
Mode.
I don't like that. It, like put us in all the dimensions.
Hey, sometimes you just need all dimensions. But yeah, so.
So you don't get the basic attack effects, but how effective do you think it is as an escape?
It's actually not terribly effective. Like Akashka should be able to catch up to you. If anyone drops a slow on you, they'll probably catch up to you. It's a 6-second cooldown at max level. At level 1, I believe it's 12, 16, something pretty high. So early on, it's actually not a very good escape. However, once you get going, a couple levels in, it's okay as an escape, but it's still super short. Most dashes will reach you. Like Kosh can pounce to you, Joel can just jump on your head, and Cole can dash to you.
I can definitely see the use that Evilfin was talking about for that. So we still have a lot of stuff we want to show you. That's more things that are in this update, more stuff on heroes, more stuff on items, more stuff on ice.
More stuff.
More stuff. Ice. We're gonna do ice. Let's do some ice. Let's do some ice. All right. Give me a minute here. What are you gonna do next? Are you okay with your broken setup?
Things are sort of broken, but I will kind of hack my way around it. It's gonna be a little bit iffy, but I think things will work out.
Who would like to win some ice?
Me.
Always.
If you haven't been a part of this before, it's completely random. You don't really have to do anything. Although feel free to say hi in chat, but spamming ice will not actually accomplish anything. It is just a Twitch plugin. I just hit the thing and it randomly selects someone. I do it 3 times. Those people get 1,000 ice each. And then for the love of Pete, please send me your Vainglory player name, because I can't do anything with the Twitch name. So you want to send a private message to Vainglory on Twitch. If you cannot figure out how to do that, just send an email to support at superevilmegacorp.com, and they will help make that happen. So let's give out a little bit of ice for the peoples. And again, after our stream is over, Miss Vixen has a boatload of ice to give away on her stream. We're gonna host her, so you don't have to go anywhere. Hang out with Miss Vixen, super fun time. All right.
Should be great.
First winner is?
What's it to ya?
Do I?
Oh, fine, sorry.
My bad. No, you pick.
Do you want to say who it is?
Okay, I'll just.
No, I mean here.
Right okay. What's it to ya? Boom.
Is a winner of 1,000 ice. What's it to ya? Congratulations. You are rich with frosty substances. Next winner is, I will not say that. We'll go to another one.
Do I say it?
Yeah.
It's Might Destroyer.
Might Destroyer. If you pick a name that is so incredibly offensive that I cannot say it in front of Evilfin, you reduce your chance of winning ice. I'm just going to say that.
There's
and
not many things that you can't say in front of
maybe you know who you are. It went that far. Okay. So Might Destroyer is a winner. 1,000 icicles. I don't know how to spell icicles all of a sudden. All right, Might Destroyer wins ice. I don't want to launch Microsoft Word. That's not going to help my cause at all. All right, it didn't even launch. It crashed. That's very funny. Might Destroyer is a winner. The third winner for this round, that Evilfin handpicked by virtue of a complete randomizer.
Convicted.
In other words, convicted VG.
Thank you.
Convicted Vainglory, convicted VG. I believe there's a Finnish saying for that, though.
English as a second language.
Convicted VG.
I seriously cannot read that.
Is a winner.
Convicted VG is what I meant
All
to
right,
say.
I'm gonna put all the names in the chat again. We're gonna do lots of ice throughout the broadcast. All right, those are the winners this time. Make sure you send a private message to Vainglory on Twitch. Just go to the profile page, hit the gear, hit the message, tell us your Vainglory player name. We will get you your ice sometime when I come up for air from all of the live streaming. What do we got next, man?
What do we have next? Well, I'll show you what we got next. We got some more technical. No, we don't. We're okay.
Oh my God! All right.
This is what we got. We got Vox. However.
Wait, is Kraken here? Come here,
Kraken.
Kraken. Kraken, we're totally crossing into your territory, right. So we want you here.
Don't mind the top secretness.
What are we looking at, dude?
Some pretty cool stuff. All right, so the thinking here is we had some confusion when we rolled out the karma system where people were looking at karma as a leveling system, and that the matches were being made by karma, which is untrue, and it's totally our fault because the way we set up the profile put way too much attention on it. And so we realized we needed to change the balance of that, and we also should be rewarding people more for what they're doing in their skill tier. They should feel proud of where they are in their skill tier, kind of regardless of where they are in the spectrum. Another component of that was players have constantly been asking for a little bit more granularity in where they are in their skill tier. So they want to know, am I at the beginning of a skill tier? Am I at the end of a skill tier? That kind of a thing. And while we're not going to go too granular, is it too quiet?
He's very quiet.
Sorry, guys. Okay, yeah, no. So while we did want to give a little more granularity, we want to get so cute. So what we've done is we've introduced a medaling system with the skill tiers. So there's bronze, silver, and gold for each skill tier. Right now what you're looking at on the screen is a gold tier of hotness. So that's the highest level of hotness. So some cool stuff there is when you're looking at your skill tier ranking, let's say you're at bronze hotness and you just got bronze hotness, you realize both you have some headroom, but you're also just at the bottom end. So if you lose too much, you're going to fall out of the hotness. And in contrast to that, right now, if you're in gold, that means you're doing really well. And if you keep winning matches, you're going to end up in Simply Amazing, which is really, really cool. It's going to be really funny to see where some of our top players...
Can you go to the big camera, or is that a huge
I could do
problem?
That.
I just want, people are saying, who is talking?
Oh.
This guy.
All right, yeah. You totally missed the part where I blew him a kiss, but that's all right.
That's right. It was tender. Okay. It was, yeah. Anyway.
All right, this is Kraken, our director of UX, who's making all the things better.
Doing my best. So hopefully this will be really cool for everybody. I hope you have fun with it, and get excited about the amazing art. Justin Sane did some incredible stuff for each of these tiers that I think is some pretty inspired work.
Yeah, so that's, and to some degree, this is kind of the beginning
of
some other things that we're working on.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more stuff coming into the profile section of the game and some other areas of the game, obviously. I mean, we're constantly adding more.
Yeah, some other areas of the game that are related to this, and you can draw whatever conclusions you want. For the people in the chat who are saying, wait, what were you saying about karma? Like, just to clarify again, the karma, which is now de-emphasized, the karma is basically related to your glory bonus. Just think about the higher your karma level is, the bigger the glory bonus you're going to get. And then on top of that, we have this thing that's like a kind of karma jail, where if you've AFK'd too much recently, you're going to get put in a bad karma queue where you play with other misfits. So that's just the way to think about it. In terms of being in karma prison, that's based on recency. That's based on your recent behavior. And your karma score overall, like if you're level 20 karma, that's just how big your glory bonuses are going to be. So this visually helps kind of divorce that from your ELO, from your skill tier ranking, and make that much more clear and give you something more to celebrate with the cool artwork.
Most definitely.
Exactly that.
And just the beginning.
Sweet.
Just the beginning.
Cool.
I've seen many more things he's cooking up, including the thing that was behind that top secret thing.
Nah, that wasn't anything bad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just put that there for fun.
Can I get a tender little kiss blown to me by Playoff Beard?
Would you do that?
Is that it?
Only if you do it with me.
I'll do it with you.
Ready?
To not Box Novo?
was for Oxenovo.
Amazing.
You mean not Voxenovo?
All right. Anything else that you want to say to the peoples?
No, just keep giving us feedback in all the places that you are right now. Hopping on Reddit or hopping on the forums or whatever. If something's really working well for you or something's not working well for you, let us know. I mean, we're definitely listening and trying to make changes as quickly as we can.
One other thing is I've noticed you like all over Twitch broadcasts. And it's been so great to see, this just growing and growing and more people showing up as well as, so we have like the Shin Kaigans and the Geeky Chicks of the world who are just getting bigger all the time. And then we have new people kind of coming in like Tactical Pinup Girl, who's been really fun. Yeah. Naked Green has been streaming a ton. It goes on and on. I can't possibly get into the whole list, along with all the people who are doing the tournaments, the Lev people, Vainglory League people, and all that stuff. So it's so really good. But anything you want to any observations or anything you want to say about some of the broadcasts you've been bouncing around?
I'm just really enjoying them. I mean, it's becoming a more quickly growing and super active community on Twitch, and the level of play continues to improve, which is always impressive to see. And it's fun just to jump in matches with them and just kind of see where they are in their progression, because a lot of people are still new to the game. I mean, they're just hearing about us and just picking us up. So there's still a lot of room to grow, but it's a lot of fun. If you guys see me on there, just say hey.
Awesome.
Cool.
Can you say Ice Ice Baby for one of the I missed his name, but they asked you to say Ice Ice Baby.
Ice Baby.
Was it cute? It was probably cute.
Trolling me.
It was probably surprise birthday.
Yeah.
So
Wired Wabbit. That was for him.
So Ben Tim One, who's an awesome YouTube content creator, who makes all sorts of great Vainglory videos. He's asking, who is on the couch?
Who is on the couch?
Who's back there on the couch?
Some people are on the couch.
Who is on the couch?
This guy.
It's one of our special guests today. You might recognize him. Rumbly Superset is here. He's one of our most prolific creators of Vainglory videos.
Thank you, thank you.
All the highlight videos, all the gameplay videos, really fun. We put him oftentimes on Friday. We put him in the in-game news section. So Rumbly is here. He's seeing all the super secret stuff under NDA. He's seen things that I did not intend for him to see, and now I'm debating whether or not he will be allowed to leave.
He won't.
Take off and share with the world.
But you can just, we can just shackle you up and have you make Vainglory videos from here all the time.
That'll be awesome.
All right. So I think we're definitely gonna do some viewer matches later, unless we run out of time, and we'll get Rumbly in those and get them playing. Let me just put a link in the chat. If you haven't been watching Rumbly's videos, they're so good. We know you all know about Nick at Night and his awesome videos, Don John, Molt, Gaming with Molt. But if you're not checking out Rumbly Superset, go check out his videos. Really, really good stuff. So we'll bring you back. Okay. Bring you back for some matches for sure. Is there anything you want to say to the players?
Just thank you for all the support from my YouTube. I'm almost reaching like 10,000 subscribers now.
Sweet.
So I'm getting pretty close to that 10K mark. I'm pretty excited. I never thought I was going to get there, but it's because of you guys, subscribing and following me and being just Vainglory fans in general, and I want to really thank you guys for that.
Can you give me the laugh that you do when you nuke someone with the Hellfire Brew? He's got this signature laugh that comes out in the videos, which is just just reduces his enemies to nothing.
Evil cat.
Can you do it for me?
I can't do it on command.
Maybe it'll come out.
It'll probably come out in the games. It'll probably come out in the games.
Most definitely.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's do
this.
Move on.
Thanks, guys.
We'll move on. We have more Vox. We have some viewer games. But first, wait for it.
Mode.
Wait for it.
Let's talk about spectator mode.
Okay, what do you want to say?
Spectator mode is happening.
Spectator mode. All right, so that's good. Let me clarify this. I'm going to speak. First, I'm going to speak directly to DZ Live on Twitch, and then it will also affect everybody. Hello, DZ Live on Twitch. We know that you have been very vocal, as amazing and awesome you are as a broadcaster, about needing spectator mode for your broadcasts so that you can do all the things. Hello, Alvaro and Don John, who in particular have been saying we want to be able to do dual shoutcasting from different parts of the world on the same matches. We can now say that in the next update, we will have private party spectation. There will be 2 spectator slots in private matches. The captain can invite 2 extra people and can drag them down into the spectator slots, and those people can spectate the match. So we still have a lot more work to do to take Spectator fully to scale, where we can just kind of feature games, and it's like you can just go and be like, who's playing right now? I wonder if Fuji's playing. I'll just go spectate his game that's in progress, right? Like, we're still a long ways from that to take it fully to scale. But step 1 is in this update, which is if you make a party, you can add 2 extra people, and those people can spectate the game. So this is particularly good for Twitch broadcasters, for guilds who want to practice together, observe play, for coaches of guilds, like Z-Kent was coach of Team Curse at a time. It allowed you to like observe the way, like, you know, if Hardik and Lost Boy Toph are not rotating enough, Fuji can tell them, right? Gangstars maybe can send in a mole and watch Nemesis practices, you know? So it's really good for the coaching. It's really good for the broadcasting, and it's really good for teaching and education too. So I think we'll be introducing some stuff with Z-Ken and probably other members of the dev team, where it's like we bring some, you know, have some matches with people who are decent-ish, and we use those spectator slots to talk through what they're doing right and what they could be doing better, and try to help like coach them up to hotness. So we'll start to see that kind of stuff as well.
Most definitely.
Is there anything else you want to say about Spectator? You just invite people to a party just like you did before, except now instead of there being a max of 5 other people plus yourself, there's 2 extra slots. You can drag people into the Spectator slots, and then they can spectate the match with all the bells and whistles that you see when we show the Spectator here on the stream.
Pretty much. It's pretty fantastic to use. I'm really excited to be watching, like, you know, those 3v3 matches where someone's just shoutcasting. I love watching those. It's so exciting. It's
really fun. We know there's a ton of people who are doing tournaments. We're really excited for you to be able to do 3v3 tournaments.
Yes.
With Spectator. That's probably more than even anything.
That's the dream.
The tournaments is going to be so nice for tournaments.
Most definitely. And without further ado, let's hop into some more Vox matches.
Okay, so for the Broken Myth guys, you have a good thing you can write about now. Spectator mode, 2 slots. Put it in your live blog right now. I expect it to be there soon.
All right.
As we jump into the next match, Oliver the Awesome has been waiting forever for me to ask you this
Oh my goodness,
question.
Oliver, I'm so sorry.
So he wants to know if his basic attacks are more weapon or more crystal power.
More weapon. They're still very heavily weapon. So don't worry about that.
Nice, so...
Alrighty.
Who wants the beanie? I missed the name, but so
something people might notice here. Look at this.
Oh, you're showing the thing.
I'm showing the thing.
All right, it's one more reveal.
Show this thing.
One more reveal.
Look at this thing. Look at this thing up here.
It's up there where you can almost see it.
Yeah.
So
that's a thing.
What you are seeing there, it's a small thing, but it's an important thing, especially for, you know, when Hardik is going to lane Kashka and that kind of stuff, right? Is in Hero Select, you can now indicate your intention of going lane, jungle, or roam. And if you want to do something off meta, like I only play jungle Scarf, and it's really hard in Hero Select to communicate effectively, like, no, I don't want a lane, we need a laner, I want to go jungle Scarf. Now, you're not guaranteed for people to listen to you necessarily, but you can indicate your preference, you know, I intend to jungle Scarf before you kick everything off. You can do it before you lock in or after you lock in, right? I believe. So, a nice additional way if you're not, you know, already on TeamSpeak or Skype or Tinker, some way that you're communicating by voice. It's one more way that you can communicate to your teammates your intention for positioning, which will be important for Vox. It will be important for Vox because he's primary jungle, but I think we're going to see a lot of lane.
I gotta say, it's pretty important for like everything now. Like Sock can jungle, Glaive can lane, Koshkin can lane. Joel can lane, Joel can jungle.
I have a new question about
A new question?
Nice. About his voice and what lines he will have in the game. What is he going to say?
So people aren't actually hearing the VO because this is Spectator mode.
Yep.
So as for what Vox says, that's a surprise.
You know what?
We
have Sugar Venom still to come on this broadcast.
This is true.
We just dropped new Vox lore. We should, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Sugar Venom. Yes. Do you want to come hang out with us?
Alrighty.
She's here. We're going to bring
talk to you guys about it.
I'm going to give up my chair because she's a much better guest than me.
You should go find some paper towels.
I know. I'll do that because I'm making a mess there. Please, have a seat.
This is now your show.
It's an honor.
Talk to us about all the things.
The amazing Sugar Venom
there's no
is
camera.
here.
I'm sorry.
There's no.
Oh, no, wait.
I'm waving at no
one.
one.
Oh, my God. So we totally missed showing her. We will show you on the big cam when this spectated match ends.
However, you're free to talk right now.
Okay, what are we talking about? Vox's voice?
Yeah, talk a little bit about.
Say?
Well, you can talk probably not exact lines, or you could try to do your impression of lines. I don't care.
Oh my god.
But yeah, just kind of like what we were going for with it, what he kind of sounds like, as well as the new lore that just came out.
Guys, can I just begin with how excited I am for this character? I am so freaking hyped for Vox, and you guys haven't let me play him in the tests yet because you're always trying to like actually have a good player doing things. But
hey, you're a good player.
I've been going nuts in practice mode. Vox feels so good, and when I say that, I mean it's about the sounds. It's about, you know, like just it almost feels good, and you're all gonna understand what I'm saying, like what I'm talking about when you first play him, which is the firework effect.
Oh yeah.
That pop, 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 pop is so much fun. I don't care what Vox does in the game or how under or overpowered he is, he's gonna be my main. I'm just calling it right now because he's so much fun. And it started with the voice, his voice and what he says in the game created everything that I eventually did for his lore because it just came together with the actor. He's fun, he's not too serious, he's the life of the party, and I loved that about him. And the story I've been telling in Twitch, which I promised people that I would tell them this one thing. Can I tell them one thing that he says?
Sure. No, I want to hear. If you will do it as an impression.
Oh my God,
I will
no!
put no limits on it. You can't say the line. You have to perform the line. But if you perform the line,
be an actor.
You can say whatever you want.
No, I totally got this. I can do this. Oh my God. So it was midnight, the night before we were supposed to actually record this voice. And I wanted to make a good impression because it was my first time hanging out for the voice recordings. And I was doing a shared document with Captain Neato, and I was trying to make him laugh by putting in kind of BS lines that would not actually be in the game. And he was laughing and stuff, but I forgot to delete one of them. And the next day I was in the recording with the actor and he said the line and I wanted to crawl under the table and cry because he was not supposed to actually say this thing. And now I've been playing with him in practice mode. He says it all the time.
It's true.
It's so sad.
So why is this line?
It's the one where he says, "Did you know if you yell into a minion's mouth that it echoes?" Was not supposed to be in the game. And
Wait, how does he sound? How does it sound when he says
exactly like I just said it.
Say it again.
Did you know if you yell into a minion's what is it? A minion's mouth?
A minion's
mouth that it echoes?
Mouth that it echoes?
Like what he just did.
I think Evan's a better actor. I'm sorry.
Oh no, he totally, especially for Vox, which is not me.
Dragonborn28 is making a shout out for you.
Yay! Hi, Dragonborn. It was so fun playing with you last night, even though we lost. I'm so sorry.
Alrighty.
Oh,
any more impressions you want to do of other lines?
No, in fact. No, you guys. No, but really, guys, Vox is my favorite voiceover. He's my favorite sounds in the game, and probably my favorite lore, because I got to just write like a silly teenager, which is kind of what he is.
Nice.
Should have been him to do the Vox genders.
Speaking of writing as a silly teenager, we just dropped new lore.
Yes.
Tell us about this lore.
Okay, well, you know, Arden and Celeste are real serious try-hard people, you know, and they needed serious try-hard lore, but I kept trying to write Vox that way and it wasn't coming out. Vox wants to be fun and funny, and so I had to write it completely different as he would tell you the story, and I'm glad I did, because Vox has a fresh perspective on all of this stuff going on. And if you haven't been paying attention, please go back and read from the beginning if this stuff interests you. Vox and his sister Celeste and Arden are all in the Halcyon fold for some very sinister and political reasons. And so what I've done with this new Vox lore is explain what happened as he was running away from the carny wheel back to the barge to escape to the Halcyon fold. So we really have, I think, one more drop to go, and that'll be the end of the family story for now.
For now.
Yes, because of course you guys all ask me this question. It's a very good question. Yes, Catherine's side of the story needs to be told.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We haven't seen the whole picture Catherine has come across as quite the villain.
Yes, she has, and I feel really a little bit bad about that. There are little clues sprinkled throughout the lore from the beginning to the end about why Catherine might have done this, especially in the very beginning and in the very end of them.
Okay,
yeah.
So for people who are into lore, that's a really nice little tease there to things to come. But read the new lore, takes you from kind of the battle at the Carney Wheel, the craziness that's happening at the Carney Wheel, through to the kind of beginnings of their journey into the Halcyon Fold, where obviously Vox ends up because he's owning a Ringo right now in the Halcyon Fold.
He
is. There it
that
is.
was close. That was literally last second cooldown.
That's so much fun.
That was great.
Those are the best when you get away with this much health, like a sliver of health.
Yeah.
And for anyone, I'm sorry?
Methodman 4 is saying that Catherine has a good heart.
Yeah.
See,
Maybe she
he
does.
understands. He understands.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You know what, Method Man? There are people right here in this office who won't look me in the eye. They're so mad at what I did with Catherine. You're not alone. You know, believe in Catherine, please.
There is more to the story. There is more to the story. For anyone who somehow didn't see any of the PAX matches, you are looking at Spectator mode, and we have announced that Spectator mode private match, private party spectation will be in the next update. And so you're seeing it shows all of the heroes' level, it shows their minion score, their creep score, it shows the gold and how many turrets are down. You can see what items people are buying and what abilities and items are on cooldown. And this is the really critical stuff that makes it, you know, possible to effectively shoutcast, along, of course, with being able to choose what part of the action you're focusing on. And when we get to the viewer games later, you will feel the difference, because there will be moments where it's like some craziness is happening in jungle, but the camera is locked on the laner, and it's absolutely excruciating to not be able to go switch and show you where the action is. Come on, Zken. There it is. Oh,
I like how Steve is just hiding here.
You didn't have a chance.
Steve thought, he told me after the game, he's like,
Wait.
I thought that you guys couldn't see me in there.
Oh, no.
And there's like this, it's like, oh, wow.
And I love that. The Glaive Afterburn knockback with the Arden Wall coming out. So nasty.
Well, Steve's first mistake was not playing Jewel. Like,
This is true. He is the Jewel Master.
he is.
We're getting a lot of comments saying, what about skins?
Oh,
What
yeah.
about skins?
What about skins? So, as we've said many times, our priorities right now are Spectator mode, the new skins system, which we will say is still top secret, and more heroes. So, Vox on the way. The first big step in Spectator mode on the way in the next update. The skin system, there's such a kind of, it's such a holistic thing. It is a big, crazy, cool secret sauce thing. And we are going to try to kind of pack as much into that as we can before revealing it. So the next update will not have anything with skins. It will have new hero and Spectator mode, along with a lot of balance changes that people have been looking for.
Yeah.
I want Sugar Venom and Evil Fin to weigh in on these two.
I'm not.
Let's start with my girl, with my favorite,
What's all
with
this?
my main, Kashka.
Cool. Oh, my bad.
You all know it's Kashka. Kashka, she needed, so before, she really needed a buff, and she got it. And the changes with her energy really kind of unlocked her full potential.
Oh, yeah.
But when we say unlocked her full potential, we mean unlocked her full potential.
And then some. She went like Super Saiyan 15 or something.
A little bit.
Yeah, so Kashka is being brought back down to earth, but not in a way that impacts her playstyle or everything that's fun with her. It just kind of makes it more in line with her being this hit and run assassin. Do you want to talk about the details?
We'll wait for the patch notes, something for you to look forward to a little bit. But, you know, we're bringing her back down to, you know, pretty reasonable level. She's still she'll still have the fun of, you know, being able to use her abilities more often. However, she won't be as overwhelming.
Insane. Or as warrior-like, which is not her role.
Yes.
Okay. Next, probably the single most talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Krull.
Cool. We actually went through a lot of changes with Kroll before we settled on like where he's going to be in this coming patch. The first few playtests we played with him with the initial buffs we gave him were just absurd. Literally, evil Andre would take Kroll and just 1v3 a team. He would just, if there were 2 people fighting him, he'd win 100% of the time. And we were like, yeah, that's probably a little bit too good, huh? So we're bringing him back down a little bit, but as overall, he's getting a pretty nice set of quality of life changes, and he's getting a fair amount of buffs. Okay, so Kroll getting the buffs that he needs. What did you do?
I was trying to find the crawl part. But I could not. There it is. Too far.
Alrighty. Sugar Venom, what has it been like for you?
What?
With
Kroll?
Yeah.
I don't know. Kroll owns me. Like I'm not as great a player as you guys for the most part, but all I know is that I have got Kroll and he's about to die, and suddenly he's not dying. What's going on with that? That's all I know about Kroll.
That is Kroll in a nutshell. We here at the lair we tend to say you've been Krolled. Like when that happens, like yeah, don't get Krolled. Oh yeah, you got Krolled. You should not have been in that 1v1 fight.
Cake's getting, yeah. Cake did not get Krolled.
Yeah, Cake, for people who don't know, Cake is usually surprise birthday. That is usually Cake.
Yes. That's always surprise birthday, actually, unless someone's taking over his account.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So Kroll getting a lot of love. For a time, way too much love. But we got it in line. So Kroll...
He's getting reasonable amounts of love.
I want to hear from, Invincible Armada... Vertigo, Nemesis, Gangstars, all the teams out there, Red. I want to hear from all you guys. Tell us, can you play Kroll? After this update comes out, can you play Kroll competitively? Can you play Kroll at high elos effectively? Because we want him back in the mix, and I think he's going to be back in the mix.
Most definitely.
Next hero, Adagio.
Adagio. So one thing we were trying to look for with these changes to Adagio were that his weapon path was a little bit overwhelming. He could basically kite a melee hero forever with his Gift of Fire, and then he would just heal infinitely. So it'd be like, okay, well I'm a sniper fighting Adagio who's building a weapon who's effectively a sniper. However, he's healing and he's just like killing me. So we're changing a little bit of the numbers on him to make it a little bit more in line with everything else. So if you build a weapon, he'll still be very strong, but he won't be overwhelming.
Yeah, so, I don't think this comes as any surprise to people that we really focused on weapon Adagio. And I think people are going to find the changes fair and kind of in line with what needs to happen with him. We'll see if it even goes far enough.
Most definitely.
And then Petal.
So, we didn't even say if it was a buff or a nerf yet.
That's funny.
But no, it's a nerf.
Our favorite.
I can hear Tachizi crying from the other room.
He's my weapon Petal brother, man.
So, Petal, pretty much the same as, Adagio. Weapon Petal was pretty overwhelming. The extreme range she had.
Yeah, just the attack range alone, it was like this insane steroid, basically.
I will say, she's still in a pretty good spot, even after these changes. Like, Petal, like a weapon Petal doing well, is still going to do well. You just have to play a little bit smarter.
Yeah, so...
Oh, that's not going to work for me.
For all of these people that we're talking about that the community has been saying are too strong and that we're addressing in this update, this doesn't mean they're going to be, like, unusable now. It just means that it's going to be, more balanced across the pantheon of heroes now. So I still fully expect to see a ton of weapon Adagios in the mix. I fully expect to see a ton of weapon Petals in the mix, but I think these changes are necessary and are good.
Most definitely.
Yeah, Chainsaw said that weapon Petal still feels fun, still feels fast.
Yeah.
So I'm taking his word for it.
I've played weapon Petal a couple times after changes. She feels fine.
All right, I trust you, man.
We have some quality of life stuff for Celeste as well. It's kind of hard to talk about Celeste without getting into some of the nuances. Let me just talk about Solar Storm for a second. I'm going to kind of give you the full lowdown on Solar Storm because that's the most important thing. So, with the stars, they no longer collide with lane minions or with non-objective jungle monsters.
Okay.
So that's a really big change there. And the collision accuracy has been improved, so they won't hit things that are behind Celeste. And the projectile speed has been slowed a little bit. So, you know, that incredible moment that Shin Kaigen had during the Bax match,
gosh.
I think actually that one would still land. But it's like, it's dodgeable. It's actually possible to dodge now, which just makes it much more interesting, rather than it's just like, oh, I'm doing my thing and then now I'm dead, right? So yeah, so I think those are important changes. I know we've been playtesting. I want to confirm that it actually made the final update, but we've had a lot of playtests where all the stars are treated the same also, where there's not like one lead star that's treated differently from all the other stars. So I think that made it in. We'll have to see that as well. But Celeste, there's also a couple changes with heliogenesis.
It looks epic.
Yeah, it looks better too. But it's also just kind of quality of life stuff that it makes her a little bit stronger, which I think is good. I think that's quite in line. Scarf.
This was a funny bit. I don't know what happened to Arden there. He just went sliding. He was doing like some moonwalking forward.
We have this, dude. This place is crazy. We're in an old Oddfellows lodge. That's where the Super Evil Lair is. And man, oh man, we get some crazy ghosts in the machine happening.
Oh yeah.
Goats in the machine.
Goats in the machine.
Goats in the machine happen here.
I don't appreciate them. They keep eating our wires.
So with Scarf, I am just going to say nothing, because that will torture Skipper.
Skipper kicked my
Changes.
butt with Scarf
All right.
last night, man.
Things are happening.
Things are happening at Scarf.
Things are happening with Scarf. And Taka, we were just Taka, I would say, is still under review. But where we focused our energy in this update, since there's just so many millions of things going on, we can't do too many things at once and get them all right. But Taka was having issues where his critical strike sometimes wasn't triggering when it should, or it was randomly missing, or it wasn't happening when he's stunned, and just there were some things that were nerfing Taka that were purely bugs, and we're pretty sure we've quashed those bugs. We're pretty sure Taka, don't quote me on this, I'm hopeful that Taka is bug-free, and that will effectively be a small buff.
Buff, yes.
Yeah, that will be a buff to Taka, not having bugs that make his critical strikes not work, since his whole kit revolves around critical strikes. Yeah. And then we'll take it from there. So Taka, I would say, still under review. And I don't have the chat. I got to pull up the chat window again. But for all the people that I imagine who are saying it, I'm sure there are millions of people who have been saying this in the chat. Jewel is under review.
Yep. I will say, I just played Jewel the other day, and she seems fine to me. As long as you're not trying to do damage, she's a fantastic tank.
Yeah, so we're looking closely at Jewel. That is a really intricate thing, I think. So we'll take our time and we'll get that right as Fox eats a giant fireball.
Kroll versus Arden. Who's going to win?
Oh, buddy.
I'm going to win. Oh, God,
no. You're not going to win.
I'm not going to win. Now I'm going to get destroyed.
That is the voice of Captain Neato.
Oh.
We cannot show you Captain Neato's face because Zken has jury-rigged this whole thing together because we are very good at breaking the stream.
Hey,
but when the match is over, we can show you Captain Neato's face.
Yeah. True. So Captain Neato, I was playing Rasta Pasta, which is Arden in this game. I was
that's
playing
you.
I was playing a very mediocre Arden. I was very proud of my mediocre Arden. I had a couple of good moments, but overall it was all about Vox.
So I'm sure most of you know, but Captain Neato, head of creative, lead hero designer, I want your take on Vox. Tell us why you're excited about Vox, unless you hate him.
Well, I definitely don't hate Vox. I think Vox is going to be freaking amazing. Vox occupies a really, really unique space, and I think that, as we were trying to figure out exactly what Vox could be, I think what Vox ended up becoming was really, really charming. So, he's this sniper, but he's a crystal sniper. He's essentially like a jungle crystal snipery character, which is very unique and very different than what we already have.
You're just saying words now.
No, they're real words. I think those are real words that mean something. He synergizes incredibly effectively with crystal, as does most of the people in his family. But I like that we successfully found this balance between a hero that has such an intimate range, such a short range, and a hero that can do so much interesting mobility changes. Like, I was always a fan of like kits like Saw's kits that always have interesting changes of movement versus mobility, and I like trade-offs in hero kits. and almost all the kits that I helped design have that somewhere in there. The heroes are strong in some cases and weak in others. And I think that Vox's trade-off between mobility and range is really, really engaging. He has that nice little dash, but he also has a really intimate range. Of course, whenever you have a hero that has that short of a range, and if the hero is ever going to be laning, you have to use anti-harass. And you'll notice that on Vox's perk, part of Julia's song is that he gains barrier when he's attacking. And that is very deliberate. That allows him to have those moments where he can try to invade on another sniper that has longer range than himself. That barrier helps with anti-harass, so that if he is laning and he's taking shots because he has to duck in order to try for a last hit, that he's going to be able to trade and possibly escape that trade without too much of a problem. So it makes him really viable as a hero kit. He has great push potential with his resonance. Like overall, the kit is just really, really solid, and I think he's a lot of fun. He fills out the family really, really well.
For all the people asking when you can play Vox, we can't tell you an exact date. We're getting everything locked down as quickly as we can, and we'll get it out to you as quickly as we can, but we don't control that end to end. So it's literally impossible for us to tell you, because we're going to basically, as soon as it gets approved, we will get it out to you.
There's actually a couple of other questions as well. So one from FishHunter5416 about the tier system. He doesn't really get how the tier system works. Can someone explain?
Oh, for the profile?
Yeah.
The skill tiers.
Yeah.
So skill tiers are a reflection of how good you are at Vainglory. Essentially, it's an easy way for you to get a gut check on how your skills fare against the rest of the Vainglory community. The skill tiers themselves, I wouldn't say that you should put a whole lot of emphasis on them. I know a lot of players really, really love them, and they're great for that. But it's much more important for players to have fun. Playing Vainglory than it is to get too caught up in what skill tier they are. But for the players that really want to hone their skills, it gives you a really good way of tracking how good you are against others in the Vainglory community. And I think we already showed that the skill tiers are getting even more awesome this next update, right?
Yeah, and I think that's probably what the question was driving at. So the bronze, silver, gold within a skill tier, that is your progress toward the next level. So if you are a bronze hotness, the next thing you can reach, oh my God!
Wasn't that awesome? That was the best moment. That was the best moment. Oh my goodness, can we rewind it?
Oh my God!
Can we rewind it?
Go back! Go back and
Because
show it
I
again!
just have to say,
I don't care about
amazing.
skill tiers right now.
Yep. So
Oh my
Steve here,
God.
he thinks he's gonna
Oh, no.
escape because he's gonna lead me on a chase south, and he was gonna try to go through the walls. He Kent knew and just
Yeah, there's
paced it
vision.
the whole way. And then boom! Like a champion.
Oh my God! So that is what you do when you've progressed through the hotness.
Through the hotness, yes.
Into at least pinnacle of
Yes.
awesome. Yeah. So real quick back. So if you're bronze hotness, the next thing you can get to is silver hotness, and then gold hotness. And then once you're gold hotness, you know, like, oh man, I'm on the verge of Simply Amazing. If I win some more, if I beat some good competition, I'll get to Simply Amazing. And then you'll go to Simply Amazing Bronze and on and on. It is the beginning of things, right?
It is the beginning of things, and it's worth noting that what you guys are seeing is a tip of a very, very entertaining iceberg that we plan to roll out to you guys over the next coming few patches. So keep in mind that what you're seeing right now is just the start, and it's going to be really, really cool. But yes, as Playoff Beard is saying, you go from gold of one skill tier to bronze of the next skill tier following it, and it gives you a little bit more of a granularity to figure out exactly how good you are, whether you're kind of in the middle of the pack when it comes to a skill tier, whether you're right on the verge of being able to grab that next one above you.
So now we can finally see Sugar Venom.
It's me.
Hey, so you should totally say that line one more time. now that they can
really?
see you.
Did you know about that? That I did not mean for that line to get recorded for Vox?
Which line?
I only wrote it in that document to make you laugh that night, and it got recorded on accident, and now it's in the game all the time. You look so scared.
You're terrifying me. Which line?
No,
Say right into the microphone.
when he says, "Did you know if you yell into a minion mind or a minion's mouth that it echoes?"
Yeah.
Do you remember I was just making you laugh? That
Yes.
oh, it's in.
Yeah, it's in.
Good.
Oh no, but it made me laugh, and I thought it was super
Worth
charming.
it.
Right.
Totally worth.
Sorry about that,
Yeah.
man.
I feel like I look like a Christmas elf.
No, you look
need a
good,
green
man.
hat.
You look good. It accentuates the beard.
So honestly, full disclosure, so like this morning, I was like, I don't even need to worry about my hair because I'm going to wear a hat. And then I got in the car, and then I got out of the car, and I was like, I didn't put on a hat. So now I just look like a...
You look good, man.
I look derelict right now.
It's so
You look like your blue steel.
So then I came in and I was like, I better put on a beanie, but I don't know if I can pull off the beanie like Captain Neato does.
Oh no, beanies are great.
I feel like I look a little more like a Christmas elf than
I love beanies.
A very evil elf.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I heard you guys talked about the balancing updates.
Would you like to talk about that?
Not at all.
I think you guys covered pretty much everything.
We talked about them happening. We didn't say what is happening. Would you like to talk about what's happening?
No, but you
Should
can't say what happening with Scarf.
Okay.
Because I'm trolling Skipper.
Okay, Skipper, consider yourself trolled.
Until Skipper plays a week of Taka, we're not gonna.
I have a question.
Oh,
yes.
good.
I have a question.
Yes.
From many people.
Yes.
Catherine, stun.
Yes.
Doing something about it.
Yes.
Doing something about it.
Doing something about it. Okay, so for people
that yell you on behalf of the community.
Okay, give me a second.
Come on.
And this is awesome because every time I come on the stream, I have to apologize. I'm very sorry about the Catherine stun bug. Yeah, we know about it. It is absolutely horrible, and we hear you guys. I can only but remind you that fixing that bug is already slated and scheduled to happen with a suite of changes that are going to be up and coming very, very soon, because the reason that bug still exists requires much, much deeper surgery than a simple bug fix.
Yeah.
We can do it, but it's going to possibly unstabilize the game in a way that we want to make sure we have plenty of time and runway to be able to test. So if you don't see it happening, it's not because we don't listen or because we don't care. It's simply because we need to have it happen at the exact right time. It is not coming out in this patch, but it is scheduled to come out in an upcoming patch. So you will get a fix for it. I promise.
In other words, everything that we have showed you in this update, Vox, Spectator mode, profile updates, all the balance changes, everything we've spent the past, almost 2 hours talking about with you, in order to do the surgery that we need to do for the Catherine stun bug, we would have had to have done none of that.
Yes.
So just think about it that way, and we really want you to have Spectator, we really want you to have the skin system, so we're trying to pick the right moment to kind of have to call timeout and have a whole cycle just dedicated to
fixing those particular
getting
issues.
into the guts, but it will happen.
Yes, it absolutely will happen. It's going to be awesome after it happens. Don't worry, we hear you. I'm so sorry that you guys have had to suffer with it.
One more question that EvilFin just showed me about delays on Spectator and how we're thinking about that.
So Spectator is going to be coming out for private parties only on this update. You will not be able to spectate public matches. For private parties, there is no delay on this Spectator, and absolutely people could use it to cheat. But again, we are depending on you guys because it's your friends for you guys to set up the appropriate rules and keep the gentleman's agreement that people shouldn't use it to cheat.
And
if they do, then they do.
I'm sorry.
Now for broadcast, if you're obviously broadcasting it through Twitch, then you're going to have a little bit of a gap no matter what. So you're going to have a little bit of that safety boundary. So you don't have to worry about that too much.
Yeah,
if
you're
what
going
you
to have
want
a delay
to show
on
is
the
going to be
Twitch
broadcast.
and you can even set that for longer.
But it's going to be awesome for broadcasting. We all love Spectator in-house. We have plans for the public match spectation, but that takes a little bit more articulated back-end technologies that we wanted to get this in your hands as quickly as we could.
What does it take?
Back-end technologies.
What kind of back-end?
Articulated back-end technologies. Yeah, I know you are. And I'm
just
trying to
making up
remember
words
what
now.
I said. I know. But it takes a lot more articulated back-end technologies. So we're going to get you the private match version of it first, and then the public match will come down the road.
Let's name an ability articulated back-end technologies.
I'm totally down for that.
All right, but when it comes to when we're at the point where anyone theoretically could watch anyone spectating a game, then we know that things like delays are important, and we're not going to reinvent the wheel.
Yes.
We're going to take the lessons from everything that's come before, and we're not going to screw that up because we play all those games just like you.
Yes.
I have an amazing question.
Oh, good.
This is from Kongir248. And he or she is asking, will Ringo's child be coming to the Halcyon Fold to avenge Ringo's arm?
Yeah, I've been looking at this. Since when does
Ringo's
Ringo
child?
have a
To
baby?
avenge his arm?
but who's?
Maybe he has a zombie arm now.
Well, no. I mean, avenging his arm makes sense. He's got one arm.
But his child.
That would imply that he's going after Glaive, but I don't think Glaive even cares enough about Ringo to give him the time of day.
I don't even think Glaive remembers.
I feel like we already had enough of these interactions. It's like, Catherine doesn't really care about Arden, but Arden's like, I'm going to get you, Catherine.
But when did Ringo have a child? I think that's the important
really the
thing. Because Sugar Banner might need to call time out on that.
No, I'm calling no time. Quite the opposite. If Kogier thinks that Ringo had a baby who's coming back, I want to read that story. Please write that story.
Yeah, write that story. We'll read it.
Yeah, we have an amazing fanfic place in our forum for this exact thing. Can you please let me know what happens? I'm fascinated.
And maybe the baby will have 3 arms.
Oh my.
Oh.
That was a little creepy, actually. I'm sorry, I take that back. That was a little creepy, ultimately.
No, I'm all for it.
All right. Okay. Talk about some of those balance changes.
Balance changes. So this will be really quick, and then I'll let you guys get back to whatever you guys are going to do. You have next on the list something that says exciting things, and there's probably much more.
We've been kind of doing exciting things.
We've already been doing exciting things, I guess.
Really?
Okay. And real quick, we have about a half hour left. We're going to do viewer matches. I owe you ice. I got to give away a lot of ice.
Yeah.
And then lots more ice on Miss Vixen's stream. We're hosting Miss Vixen after we wrap. Stick around. We're going to be devs involved. I'm going to play. Maybe Captain Neato will play. They will give away ice. The first player or players to defeat me on a team, I will give each of them an extra 200 ice. Ooh. If they can take me down. Ms. Vixen is hardcore. She's not going to make it easy.
Holy cow, dude.
She's pretty good.
You just threw that out there.
Yeah, but no, so long as I'm not on Lexi's team, I need to be on Ms. Vixen's team.
Okay.
I'm sure they're watching right now.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll keep it brief for you guys because you've already heard a lot of this. The heroes that we're focusing most on for this patch update are going to be Koshka and Krull. Krull, because we've known for a while, he's been in our gun sights for getting a little bit of love, and it's interesting when you're doing balancing changes on a MOBA. Often it's kind of like a lava lamp. Like certain heroes rise and fall at different times, and who's strong and who's not. And we want to keep everybody kind of like right in the middle at that balance point. But Krull was really missing a little bit of TLC, so we wanted to give him that. And then we had Koshka, and you guys saw what happened when we gave Koshka the energy buffs from last patch. I have to apologize to all of you people about.
It was amazing.
Okay, it's amazing. That's great. I'm sorry if you guys are frustrated with Koshka. Don't worry. We have a couple of small corrections to Koshka that are going to bring her right back into a really good place. That said, she already needed some love. She was also one of the heroes that for quite a while we wanted to find a way to help give her that little bit of a boost, and we did. Now we just want her to be balanced with those boosts. So that's the changes that you can expect to see for both Krull and Koshka. And then we also have some modest changes to Adagio coming up. I won't spoil the surprise. I'll let you guys read the patch notes to see exactly what happens with him and the explanations for why we did it. And then we have minor changes and tweaks to Petal. Just small little tweaks.
Taka.
Taka.
So when we started this live stream, a lot of people in Japan were probably asleep.
Yeah.
Do you want to really quickly tell them again that we're going to be in Japan?
Definitely.
We're going to do matches in Japan. There's going to be shoutcasting in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to leave because, people want Vox. And I should probably go do work. So goodbye, everybody on the stream.
Vox will not come out until he makes it.
Stop standing around chatting.
Yeah. That was a great donkey bridge.
I think I'll sit.
Farewell. Let's get Rumbly over here. Let's go play a game with me.
Oh, you're going to play a game? Okay, cool.
Will we do the update?
Yeah.
What
I'm
happened?
just going to do a quick update.
Please do. How are you first?
I'm good. How are you?
I've
been watching you.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
It looks awesome.
Okay. As you can.
Sorry. I'm going to stop
You
now.
got like all caps. You got the whole shirt working.
I think
Like my jacket?
I do. I like that too.
So sleek, right?
Do you want to do a walk for us?
I would, but I'm too shy.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
I don't have a box to hide in right now.
Oh, you don't. You don't have a box to hide in right now.
Yeah. So let me do a quick update for you
Please
guys.
do.
First, I'm going to do it in English. I'm just going to let you guys know we are doing the sign-up sheet for Japan Shibuya Tokyo meetup with our devs, including myself, Haney, and Bo. And with that, we're just going to have some fun, play some games, and the sign-up sheet is on our website. It's all in Japanese, so you'll have to learn or know Japanese, so you'll have to be there anyway, so I hope you know Japanese. And now I'm going to announce it in Japanese, so don't be afraid. I'm not taking over anything. I promise. I'm not trying to like Japanify everything.
Take over the whole thing.
Japanify everything.
Japan reveal hype.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay. おはようございます。高コーヒーです。フォーラムでもお世話になってます。ツイートでもお世話になってます。今週から来月の4月6日に終わるサインアップシートがあるんで、そのフォーラムとウェブサイトの方に行ってサインアップしてください。さっきもやったんですけど、1時間ほど前にしたんですけど、もう一度皆さんが起きたところにはこれ聞こえてるかなって思って今アナウンスしてます。お願いします。That's it.
Awesome.
All right. Sweet.
Awesome. I am going to give away.
And Duralian says that you have the best hair in the Super Evil crew, which I do agree on. So there.
I have to agree with that as well.
Right.
I have to agree with that as well. I would like to give people ice if they would like to accept it.
Do you guys want ice? They probably want ice. Just
Okay.
let's go with some ice. All right, I'm gonna start this game off. We have Rumbly Superset with me. He's gonna help me kick some butt, hopefully.
I'm gonna try.
Alrighty, let's do this. What do you want to play?
I'll probably be like Glaive.
Wait, alright. I've been doing this new Ringo build. It's pretty fantastic. I basically go Tension Bow, Aftershock, Shiver Steel, and then I just buy a ton of infusions.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't need any more items, apparently.
Wow, okay, I'll have to try that out.
It's iffy. But I feel like if you get ahead with it, it kicks some serious butt. Let's pull up a chair for you. Okay. Or we can scoot Haney off to the side.
Me?
Bye,
Okay.
Haney. I'm pushing you off. Bah.
Boo.
Still want to be here.
Boo.
All right. Oh, these are pretty similar team comps. This is like the most crowded stream.
Evil Fin is awesome.
All right, let's do this.
Don't go, Evil Fin. Okay. All right.
Ready.
You can announce who's the first winner.
Do I have to read again? Dynamic gaff bag.
Yeah. God, I was just calling Zekent that the other day. He's such a dynamic gaff
bag.
bag.
He was calling me that yesterday. I felt really sad about it.
1,000 ice to dynamic gaff bag. I don't care if you spam the chat exceptions. You're not going to win ice.
I don't think he needs ice.
No, he probably doesn't. Okay. Next winner of 1,000 ice, if your name isn't terribly freakingly offensive, is
Blizzvy.
Blizzvy with a curl face.
With a curl face.
Is a winner of a lot of icicles involving 1,000 of them. Is a winner. I'm gonna write your name down so that you actually get ice instead of me just saying it.
They're all missing.
Yeah, I don't know over
There
there.
they are.
The third winner of 1,000 ice is
Alpha Cohen.
Alpha Cohen. Congratulations. It's a winner. Let's do one extra winner because we've had a lot of talking in this live stream.
All day.
Ooh. Pernicious Viper.
Yes.
It's a very cool name.
You get, I'm going to give you 1,001 ice because you have an SAT word.
Is that how it works?
1,001 ice. Congratulations, Pernicious Viper. 1,001 ice for you. After this match, we're going to do 3,000 more ice. And then you can win more ice on Miss Vixen's stream. Lots and lots of ice on Miss Vixen's stream when we host her.
I'm just being carried. This is great. I love it. I always appreciate being carried. So right now, our Koshka and our Glaive both have 1 kill. Sweet. Good stuff. Are you going tank or are you going like more
I'm going like a tank Glaive, yeah.
Sounds
Pernicious
good.
Viper. Hold on, I want to make sure I didn't miss somebody.
Oh, also
Beard of Wonder is here. Beard of Wonder with hashtag Donkey Bridge. Beard of Wonder, are you going to be on Miss Vixen's stream? We're going to do the beard match. Hope we're going to do that beard match. Beard of Wonder. I'm looking back. Okay. If you heard your name, make sure you send a private message to Vainglory on Twitch because I'm going to have to look at the replay because I feel like I didn't write down one of the names. But that's okay. We'll make it. We'll figure it out.
Alrighty. So this game's going pretty well so far. We got 2 kills on our team. I'm playing Ringo versus Ringo. I feel like we're pretty evenly balanced, evenly matched. Actually, one thing that you guys didn't get to see because we were running full Spectator mode, we actually have CS counts, creep score counts in the UI now. So if you're in a game and you want to know how many creeps you killed, now you'll know.
That's very good. Minion count in the game. And for the people who you were saying they wanted a clarification of his role, Vox is technically a sniper. He can be built weapon. He can also be built crystal. He could almost be called a crystal sniper. If you go weapon, you're focusing on single target damage and trying to isolate targets, much like other snipers in the game, but utilizing his advantages like his sonic zoom. And if you are going crystal, you're looking for opportunities to get that resonance on multiple targets, fire basic attacks, get them to bounce around and light people up real good.
Things are going pretty well for us. Yeah. Those are some pretty good games you guys got going. Some serious jungle control. It's always good to see. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna go with my build. I think it's gonna work.
You're gonna go with your build?
I'm gonna do my build.
It's probably better than going with someone else's build.
Not always. My builds are sometimes suspect. Very, very suspect. That's like trying new things.
Who's here's Chainsaw?
Did someone say build?
Oh, yes. Oh, so there were requests in the chat for you to do one-armed push-ups while playing Vainglory with your other hand.
If Haney will do it, I'll do it.
Haney, you're up.
Oh,
you're
a one
All right.
push-up? I don't know if I can do a one
Confirmed. Confirmed. Goat Hero confirmed. Confirmed. Right now.
I have to try.
No, hold on. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. They can't see you anyway. I'm going to say next week on the live stream. Next week on the live stream, we will do a viewer match with Chainsaw and Evil Finn where they have to do one-handed push-ups while playing in a live viewer match.
I will not be here next week, but okay.
Oh, so she very conveniently will not be here next week. I see how it is. We are still doing that. That is going to happen.
She's going to be sick, right?
Yeah.
Will practice bots be in this update?
Injury happened.
More bots will not be in this update, but it's definitely on our radar screen for the future. We're just a small team. We're cranking through stuff as fast as we can.
Oh man, I gotta see that next week. That would be really awesome.
Ninja wants to know what are the Frostburn interactions with Vox?
So his basic attacks are doing a little bit of damage, so they will proc Frostburn. However, I would actually prefer Shiver Steel on him, just because if you're attacking, Shiver Steel is pretty good. His resonance marks do what's it called? Crystal damage, so that will also proc Frostburn. Pretty much all his abilities will proc Frostburn. It's pretty great. Oh, I can do this murder damage. Poor guy.
Yeah, this Koshka's really good.
Oh, I have the colors set wrong on the stream, so everything looks green.
Everything. There were people talking about how wonderfully yellow it is.
Take over for a second. Let me.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it stretches quite that far, but I'm gonna make things less green.
What do you want me to buy? What were you working on?
Aftershock.
Oh, you're going double proc?
Yeah.
That's so rude.
That's my build.
So Free Fiji is actually asking if Ringo will ever get a buff because his main item Tension Bow got a nerf.
Oh, please. Child, please. Mr. Rose would say, child, please.
All right.
Oh no, is that Chris Carter or is that Jalen Rose? I can't remember. Anyway, most people probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now.
Alright, things are nice and not good anymore.
There is the proc right there.
Alright,
who's saying that? Oh, I just got you a kill, that's all.
Sweet, thank you.
Don't worry about a thing.
See, I don't have to do anything. I just have Play Off Your take over for me. I don't actually play Vainglory. It's just Play Off Your playing for me under my name.
Can you answer the question? I won't be playing around much longer. I'm watching the stream. I don't know what your question is. I'll try to find your question. Oh my gosh, insanely great. I can't find your actual question, but I'll answer you on Twitter. Yeah, so I see Ms. Vixen has started her stream. She's getting ready. When we wrap right around 4 Pacific, we will be hosting Ms. Vixen. She'll have lots of ice and all sorts of good stuff going on. For the people who might be joining us later who are saying, where is Vox? We wanted to make sure we got at least one viewer game in there. So that's what's happening right now. We have Rumbly Superset, who does all the awesome videos.
It's okay.
We have Zekent playing with viewers. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to do ice. Then we're going to host Miss Vixen, give away more ice there. And if you want to interact with Miss Vixen, you have to, there'll be a link. You have to click over to her channel in order to be able to interact with her because the chat isn't hosted.
So XX is asking Rumbly to talk. Rumbly, can you say something?
Oh, please
do. You should move closer and say
hi. Tell us things. Tell us your deepest heart's desires?
Just for this game to be super successful, really.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's so nice of you.
And if you totally offered me a job, I would totally accept.
Jay Theus from BrokenMyth.net wants to know all of the raw stats for Vox because he's super greedy. And maybe not. We'll see. I might do things because they write good articles.
For now.
They write good articles. We'll see.
We will see.
Oh, there was a comment, but now I lost it.
Are you even on camera? Come.
She's sort of on camera.
Kinda.
We're all kind of floating on and off.
Yeah, I don't want you off the camera.
They've seen plenty of me.
No, Sugar Venom isn't a mod. Let's fix that. Okay.
Not for long.
Neither is Evil Fin.
Neither is Evil Fin. Say something in chat. Say hello to people.
So after you're just hogging all the power.
Evil Fin says hello.
Oh no.
Evil Fin is now a chat mod.
Oh no, what happened? Team.
Use your pings, man.
I should have been there for them. Now I feel bad. Oh.
Darling, Quad Zero, we want Playoff Cat. I don't know, dude. I feel like this is a small subsection of the community that's actually interested in the Playoff Cat, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the Playoff Cat love, even though it would be super trolly of me.
It'll be hilarious. I'd love to see it.
Be pretty good.
Alright. I'm a little bit terrified of Koshka, because she apparently just killed our Glaive-Banner Koshka, so might be something to worry about. Also, they do have an Arden, so we might end up getting trapped inside a Gauntlet with Venom. That'll be no good whatsoever. But I'm going to go with my super tanky Ringo build, because Ringo is totally a tank. Look at that damage, look at that damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, no,
You're trapped inside the Gauntlet.
I got trapped inside the Gauntlet.
Yeah, nowhere to go.
This is
nothing to do.
This is why I need to go buy first. If I went to buy first, I would have been totally okay.
Koshka trying to go ham to get that kill.
Oh,
she's in the middle of all the turrets now. She gets the pounce, but she's gonna die. Certainly gonna die.
No, I gotta back out.
Rumbly,
good try,
get away, Rumbly. All right, so there you can see. Obviously, if we were in spectator mode, we would not go to Zekent on the platform while action is elsewhere. That is what we're looking forward to. From the next update on, we'll be able to do live streams with the spectator mode on live. The reason you saw spectator mode before was it was from an internal dev build. Now they're playing on live with real viewers in North America, so we cannot show spectator mode because spectator mode obviously not live until the next update.
Yep. Soon, very soon, hopefully. Alrighty, so you might actually notice that I have got 0 points in my ultimate, Hellfire Brew. That's because I can actually do more damage just by hitting people instead of trying to follow them around. And right here, I'm pretty tanky now. I got 2 Dragon Hearts. Look at this. They're gonna try killing me. I'm gonna probably die. What? Or will I not die because I'm awesome? I'm not awesome.
Oh, and a wasted Hellfire Brew on top of it. I've seen Rage VG ask a number of times about the health bars for minions on iPad, making them as obvious they are on iPhones. Something I can ask Kraken about that.
I actually feel like they're pretty good. I mean, I always play on an iPhone, so I guess I'm just used to it, but I do feel like it's in a pretty good spot.
All right, Tiny Yeti, among some others, are asking for a recap on Vox because they came late. I'll run through it fast, and then we will get the replay up on Vainglory Casual as fast as we can of the stream, so you can hear all the things. Vox's perk, Julia's song, key important things to know. It's got a spell, got a crystal power component to it. When he basic attacks, he gets a little bit of a barrier. So think about Curl's big, scary barrier. He gets little progressive, little bits of barrier from basic attacks, which helps him kind of get in the fray and live through it sometimes. And when he's attacking enemies that already have the resonance, that the green kind of thing that's on their heads from the use of his second ability, when people already have resonance on them, when he slings those basic attacks, it's going to bounce around between all the people with resonance that are nearby. So that's how that works. The A, his first ability, is Sonic Zoom. It's a dash. He dashes, and then he throws 2 basic attacks out as part of that sequence. The B, Pulse, he emits this sonic pulse, and it will go through walls, go kind of just everything within range, and it will kind of ping like kind of like in the Aliens movies, like the sonar, you know, the ping that you see. It will ping the stuff that's around and mark them so that Vox knows, oh, there's something over there. He doesn't know quite, is it a jungle monster, is it an enemy hero, unless he has natural vision. But he knows there's something there, and he knows he's marked it with resonance, and he can maybe sonic zoom around the corner and start putting the basic attacks on and start making them bounce around.
Probably should have stayed.
The ultimate, wait for it, it's 2 parts. That's where the wait for it comes from. First, ultrasonic wave goes out. It applies resonance to everything in its path. So that happens first, marks all the targets, and then you wait for it, and then a wide shockwave comes after that along the same path, deals crystal damage, and silences enemies. So that's a quick rundown of Vox. He is a sniper. He is highly, highly mobile. He kind of dances around, zooms around, puts basic attacks on people, and then if he's building crystal, it's all about trying to find clumps of enemies together, doing really nasty crystal damage as those attacks bounce around. If he's going full weapon, it might be more that he's looking for a single target that he can isolate and kind of dance around and put lots of basic attack damage on them, the way you kind of think about other snipers like Ringo.
Rumbly.
Yes.
I have a shout out for you from Bentar1. He's saying that he's a big fan.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, he's actually like a huge active member on my YouTube.
That's awesome.
Well, hi Bentar1.
I'm chasing him. Oh, this guy's dead.
Oh, so we have some people saying, Z-Kent, this build is badass. Tell us about this build, dude.
This build is the Tank Ringo build. Basically, you're relying completely on your abilities to do damage. Because
doubles Shiver Steel.
You want to, basically, my goal is to proc, oh, 1 second. Can I get this guy? Oh, I got him. Slow. But look, I'm a tank. What you gonna do?
Tank Ringo, this just feels wrong. Nice. This is scary. This feels wrong to me.
So the thing about this build is it's really based on burst damage. It's very low sustain damage. However, if you have a chance to just like throw out your abilities just while they'll poke over and over, it's actually very tough to take them down. Like look at this. Kasha jumped on me. Took about a third of my health. Not too much. Considering like when Kasha usually jumps on you, you just die. Like right here, watch. I'm just gonna burst her to half. Gonna kite backwards a little bit. She's gonna ult me. I might die here, but or I can steal her.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm okay.
And getting that little bit of a move speed buff from Twirling Silver, helping create some distance. He turns to fight.
Your team has unleashed the Kraken.
And there we go.
Wow.
That's the build.
I don't know why they're going after you so hard when you have ace buff.
So they thought I was actually going to die. I didn't have ace buff for that. What happened was I actually used Aftershock, and the Aftershock proc gives you a little bit of heal based on damage you do.
No, there was an ace buff on you.
Oh, okay. I wasn't healing too much though. So now with now I am fully healed, but what happened there was basically I got a huge amount of heal off of the second killing this Pashka.
Nice. So real quick, Crack Noir, will iOS be able to play with Android users in the future? You can now.
Yep.
It is completely 100% cross-platform, so Android in closed beta, although a lot of devices now, we're letting people in super, super fast. All you basically have to do is say, hey, I got this device, and kind of knock on the door of the Google group, and we'll let you in. And if you are playing on Android, you can play against people who are iOS. You can form parties with your friends, some on iPads, some on NVIDIA Shields, or whatever devices they might have. Completely cross-platform already.
Yep. So, just breaking down the game a little bit. Koshka went 9-3-13. I went 13-3-8. Rumbly here went 6-3-19. Fantastic glaive work. Arden on the other team went 0-11-6. So that was a pretty rough game for him. But because Arden builds a lot of health and a lot of defenses, Aftershock is particularly good against him.
How dare you kill Lionel Messi?
I'm sorry. And hey, Lionel Messi killed us a few times. He's 5-6-3. And then the high culprit on Koshka went 4-11-3. So the thing about this build, it's not a good late game build. However, if you get ahead early on, the tension bow plus the aftershock plus a pretty good amount of tankiness is really all you need to carry yourself through the mid game. And if you can end the game during the mid game, it's very, very effective. And one thing, I actually didn't do my full build this game. What I usually do is I only get 1 Shiver Steel, and I'll actually just start buying weapon and crystal infusions. And you can do so much damage mid game that it's just absurd.
Scary. Can you, so a lot of people, we got about 10 minutes left before we host Ms. Vixen. Can you show Vox again?
Sure thing.
All right, a lot of people asking for that. While I give away some ice, take us through just kind of like in these last 10 minutes, like your takeaways, like what should people keep in mind if they only remember this stuff about Vox? What should they keep in mind as kind of you go through the footage, and I'll give away some ice.
All right, so a few takeaways from Vox. Basically, the things you really want to know is that you have really short range. Like it might not seem that way when you were watching the games earlier, but Vox's range is actually incredibly short. Make sure when you go in for trades that you're either catching your opponent off guard or you're sure that you can win the trade, because if you jump in with your Sonic Zoom and then like there's a Ringo there, he can use his Achilles shot and then just run you down the lane. Like I've seen so many times in our internal playtest where Vox jumps in, Ringo's standing there, they trade each other a little bit, Vox gets a like nice little burst at the beginning, but Ringo with the Twirling Silver and the Achilles shot just runs Vox back down the lane. And so when you're in lane trading, that's something to look out for. If you're in the jungle, the main thing is make sure you're pulling camps close together so you get the resonance procs. You really want to be able to clear camps as quickly as possible, and just look for those chances where you can stack 2 camps together and be like, okay, I'll just kill both of these at the same time. In terms of using his ultimate, it's actually interesting because you can silence Scarf with it during his channel times. Like if you can catch someone during their channel times, it's really rough for them because you just completely cancel out the ultimate. However, if you're just doing it for damage, look for a chance, like using it in lane is pretty effective. Using it in jungle is also effective. Just look for places where there are minions around, or just a really clumped up team fight. Maybe your opponents are all stacked on one spot. Like your team has an Arden or something. He drops Gauntlet. They're all sort of trapped inside. You drop your wait for it, and then people just get wrecked. So that's the main thing to really look out for. And right here you can watch. Whoops. You can see wait for it go out. Pretty awesome. Let's watch that again. Yeah. And I'm actually gonna slow this down for you guys and just show you like frame by frame. Can I do that? That's a thing. So you can see this shot right here. That's the initial burst. That will actually mark everything that passes through with resonance. And then you'll see this second shot fly through, which will actually proc all the resonance marks and silence any opponents that are hit by it. So very, very effective skill, especially in clumped up team fights. Not amazing if, it's not particularly amazing if you're just hitting one target, but if you can get a clump of people together with it, it's fantastic.
Very, very cool. Mm-hmm. For the people asking questions about Android, I'm going to drop the link in the chat again for Android.
Yep, so that's pretty much it for today. Like, what did we have? We had Spectator mode reveal, we have the role selection and hero select, we have Vox stuff, a lot of Vox stuff. We have a couple balance changes, here and there. And of course, the super, super awesome profile updates that are coming. All
right, so I want to do one more ice winner, and then we're going to be giving away ice on Miss Vixen's stream. Mm-hmm. So real quick, just recapping the winners this time: Concealed Katana, Soul Food, Proser Man. And then let me do one more.
All right, Rumbly, you got to read this one.
Rumbly, our special guest. Our special guest.
Atolant.
Congratulations.
Is a winner. Congratulations, Atolant.
Woohoo!
So now I'm going to put the link to Miss Vixen's stream in the chat, and then we're going to host her. If you want to chat with her and probably be eligible for her ice, you need to go over to Miss Vixen. What do we call? We don't have an official name. I don't want to call it like a beard bomb because that's just me. Like
a beard bomb.
A beard Vasion. We need like is it a goat Vasion?
Super evil takeover.
Super evil takeover. So everyone put super evil in Miss Vixen's chat, and we'll do ice there. So thank you so much for watching today. Go head over, put super evil in Miss Vixen's chat, and let's go have some fun over there.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
Later. Bye-bye.
Bye.